Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back to another edition of Unbiased News with the IBFP, where we break down all the latest boxing news. And we start off today, with Billy Joe Saunders stating that, he's hoping to face Demetrius Andrade or Callum Smith in 2020. So, he's going to take a tune-up first, and he's hoping that he can get Callum Smith or Demetrius Andrade to round out the year in his big fight for the year. And, he even goes on to state that, I just think that's the only fight that should happen this year is against Callum Smith or Demetrius Andrade. With Andrade, we all know we've got a history in the past. With Callum, obviously, it's a unification fight. I've contacted MTK Global a couple of days ago, and they're working on something now and even touch base with Eddie. I think it'll be finalized in the coming weeks. All I've got to do is put my trust in him and make the big fight and see where it goes. And so it looks like, because all of these guys are with Eddie Hearn, you should see these fights happening. So whether it's Callum Smith or Demetrius Andrade, it would be a great fight. And I think right now it's probably going to be Demetrius Andrade. You've seen Billy Joe Saunders say a lot in the recent past. Even just a few weeks ago, he's also stated that, I'd love the Demetrius Andrade fight. There's unfinished business there. And then immediately after he withdrew from consideration for the Canelo Alvarez fight, he mentioned Demetrius Andrade as the fight that he wanted anyway. So it looks like his eyes is squarely planted on Demetrius Andrade. And that makes perfect sense for him and Andrade. I mean, think about it like this. Look at Demetrius Andrade's last three fights. They were garbage truck juice. Luke Keeler, Magi Sulecki, and Arthur Akavov. This guy still needs to prove that he can compete and fight at the top level. And, Billy Joe Saunders needs to prove that he's a world beater. All of his hype and everything can be backed up in the ring, and he can show everybody that he's the real deal. So this fight makes a lot of sense for both guys. They both need to prove their status in boxing in some way or another, and I think this makes all the sense in the world, and I hope it gets done. And let's just keep it going. The next one is, Shakur Stevenson calling out Oscar Valdez on Instagram. He basically states, you ran for me at 126 pounds. I'm at 130 pounds now. Let's make it happen next. Winner fights Miguel Berchelt. Top rank, make it happen. And I love that type of attitude from a young fighter. Shakur Stevenson is already showing elite level type of skills. He's already won a world title. Now he's moving up in weight and he's calling out big names. And that is right. Oscar Valdez did run from Shakur Stevenson up to 130. And that's a fight that I would love to see. I think it's a very good and intriguing fight. And I would favor Shakur Stevenson, but at the same time, I would never count out Oscar Valdez for the simple fact that Valdez is a very strong puncher. And for number two, the guy is also training with Eddie Reynoso, so we don't know what he may be able to institute into his game plan to simply make him better. I think that'll be a fantastic fight. I would edge Shakur Stevenson for the victory. But the problem is, no matter who wins that fight, they're going to have hell on their hands when they look to face a guy like Miguel Berchelt. That guy is the real deal, a truly elite fighter. But that's great. 130 pounds is literally on fire. Unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.